All right, let's go from tech to travel. Let's take a look at now at American Airlines shares are seeing some action after the airliner updates guidance ahead of its quarterly earnings report. American Airlines expecting revenue for the third quarter to be up about 13% versus 2019, a boost from the original forecast of 10 to 12%. This is what we typically see, Brad, from the airlines. They tend to give that pre-announcement ahead of earnings. But like we just mentioned, revenue above the top end of their guidance, check done. That is a good thing. Also, capacity near the high end of their guidance. Capacity during the third quarter down 9.6%, but they were expecting a decline of 8 to 10%. So far, so good. That report is causing a halo over the entire sector.
Now, here's what's really interesting is to see how in this holiday season, this holiday travel season, some of the airlines are able to navigate on less available seat miles perhaps here because of the capacity that is vastly different from pre-COVID times. And they're still trying to get back to pre-pandemic levels, whether it's American Airlines, whether it's Delta. Some of the major carriers right now are still looking at operations and doing more on less. And that's what's particularly of note here, because they're saying that on the capacity front during the third quarter, they flew about 68.6 billion total available seat miles. That's actually down 9.6% versus the third quarter of 2019 pre-pandemic. And that's compared to the prior guidance of down 8% to 10%. And so coming in at the higher end of that range, certainly in focus here on the day, but we had still seen shares pre-market moving higher for AAL. We'll see if they kind of hold on to that throughout the rest of today's session. But one thing that does kind of jump out to me here is also the total revenue per available seat mile. That's actually expected to be up by about 25% versus the third quarter of 2019. So this comes back to what I was just saying a moment ago, making more on less right now. And because people are still paying up in order to have the necessary seat, it goes to show the importance of people's travel plans that they've locked in, whether it's for delayed weddings or whether it's just saying, you know what, finally, I feel comfortable getting back on a flight. The demand is still there. The airlines are still citing that, and that's showing up in the numbers. It's just a matter of how much fares are going to continue to remain elevated and for how long, too.
When you say less, that is a huge red flag ahead of the holiday travel season. Because a lot of these airlines, they've taken out a good amount of capacity, and it could be travel hell all over again. I'll use me as an example. A month ago, I went to San Francisco for a couple conferences.
Right.
I would go there at night. They had no pilot for my plane, so I had to sleep in the airport on the floor. Now, to me, I thought it was fun, but I know I'm really not normal in that regard. But you could see a lot more of that this holiday shopping season.
All right, Build-A-Bear needs to be building
it was a tough
a mattress
night.
workshop,
It was a tough
perhaps.
Night. It was a tough night. I slept on my bed.
In some of those airports.